Hi students, welcome to the next session on machine learning using Python. So this session we are going to see about naive Bayes, an algorithm which is named after the inventor. In all the previous algorithms that we have seen in this particular course, there is a requirement to understand some logics, mathematical concepts, some of the visualizations you need to undertake before proceeding in selection of the algorithm and all those stuff, right? So with all these, you might be in a confused mood, okay, to see why to learn this and what all those stuff are. Why to always get confused and why to bother yourself always? That's why today you just sit and relax because today we are going to see a very simple algorithm naive Bayes, which is very simple yet most powerful supervised algorithm. Assume you are given with a simple task by any of your clients today. They are giving a data set having 1 lakh rows and asking you to do a prediction on it. And you have identified it's a supervised algorithm and classification is what is going to be the task for today. But the only problem is you have to convince the client to get the project within 10 minutes. How to do, right? Most of the algorithm tries to find all those things and like all the relations between the variables and all computations it has to do. And if the data set grows higher like a lakh or more, okay, you'll end up with so many calculations. Finally, it will take more than 10 minutes for you to convince the client and get the result back, project back, right? So that's where the usage of naive Bayes come into practice. Since the naive Bayes is going to work only on the probabilities, if the probabilities of the attributes are being calculated once, the system will automatically reuse it. And this is a very simple, quicker algorithm which can give you the result within a matter of minutes, okay, for a larger data set, but even more accurate results. Okay, and it is mostly used for several kinds of prototype modeling in various situations. So now what this algorithm is doing, Bayes has proposed a conditional probability. Okay, so this algorithm works on this Bayes theorem. So what is conditional probability? So the probability goes like this: p of x given y, meaning that I want the output to be x given y to be the input, right? So how to calculate this? So y is my input, I know. I wanted to know whether x could be my output or not. I want to know about the probability, right? So Bayes gives the answer for this in such a way, right? So in order to predict p of x given y, the formula is p of y given x into p of x divided by p of y. Let's understand this with a simple example. Before getting into the example, one more important concept that you need to be aware of before using it. So Bayes insists on independency among the attributes. This is more important, right? For example, already we have seen in the list, the series of course in so many places about this COVID. So there are four attributes which contribute to the presence of corona. One is your fever, cough, tiredness, breathing. The combination of all these four may contribute to the result. But the naive Bayes algorithm won't take the combination of the attribute values into account. It will assume that fever as such independently contributes to the output, cough as such independently contributes to the output, and hence it goes on, right? So if you have a data set wherein if you want to insist or enforce on the relationship between the attributes, naive Bayes, sorry, it won't work. Okay, not work, we can't say. We cannot expect the accuracy of the results all the time, right? So that's where we need to be aware of, and hence we should, before proceeding to naive Bayes, we have to be very careful in selecting or in analyzing whether there exists a independency. If so, is it really important to be considered for arriving at the output? Now, this example, so which everyone will like, but due to this pandemic, we are not able to enjoy this time. If an IPL happens, assume that too, in it's happening now between two teams that too in a team X home ground. Okay, and enthusiastic viewer, okay, let's say, he always wanted to understand, okay, whether X will win or not. That may be one of the requirement of most of the viewers, right? So we all know that when a game is happening in somebody's home ground, the game will become very viral and the expectations would be much more, right? So consider a situation where X is playing with Y. Okay, so our intuition or our requirement or most of the viewers' requirement whether X will win or not. Can you tell whether X or win or not? Of course not, right? So we can't just tell it just like that. To do how to predict as a software engineer now or a data scientist now. What do you know? You can't predict, but what you know is about the past history, right? What is the past history given X and Y among the past years? So you can have a data set showing, okay, when X is played against team Y, who's the winner? When X is played against Z, who's the winner? When X is played against Y, who's the winner? Because data is stored everywhere now. Okay, we have fixed up our player team to be X, and since we are going to compute the winning criteria against X, what the team represents, it is the opponent team, right? Winner represents the class. Cloud is a class. It could be, it is the team that won the cup. Okay. So this is the data set that is available to us now. And hence, how to do that? Just apply Naive Bayes. So here comes your formula P of X slash Y. What is our requirement? Let's understand what is X and what is Y. What's our requirement now? X is nothing but your output class label, right? So what is your output class label? It is nothing but the output variable winner. What are the different values that it can take becomes your X. Now what is your requirement? Winner should be X. Okay. So X is equal to your output attribute. What is Y? Y is nothing but your input attribute. What is the input attribute now? It is your team, right? So what is the probability that X will win when it is playing against the team Y? What is the probability that X will win when it is playing against Z? This is what we are going to calculate, right? Now, so given that, let's technically understand what this formula states. P of X given Y is what we call as your posterior probability. Why posterior probability? Because we don't know inexact, because that's going to happen, right? So it's going to happen at a future time, so it is called as your posterior probability, which we are going to calculate. So it's based on the likelihood of the event. So it is not that is we don't know the what will happen in future, but we know so what had happened in past. So the likelihood what we are computing, so we are taking the probability that when X played with the same opponent Y, how many times X wins? Okay, the probability of X being the winner when it is played against Y is what we call it as your likelihood. That data you can easily track from your history, right? And what is P of X? It is nothing but your class probability. What is X? It is nothing but the output class, right? How many times X wins becomes your class probability, right? Then what is P of Y? It is nothing but your input attribute. How many times X has played against your Y? That becomes your predictor probability, right? Predictor is nothing but your input variable. Okay, that's it. So using this formula, just we have to calculate the probabilities and apply, you can find out. I just have taken the same example as we have solved in the decision tree. Okay, so this data set is a simulated data set for identifying the presence or absence of corona for 11 number of patients, right? Fever, tiredness, cough and breathing problem or the input attributes. Presence is going to be your output attribute. So with in practice, okay, so this probability naive Bayes theorem as such is not being applied. Rather, depending on the distribution of data, it is being applied in different forms, right? One is categorical naive Bayes, another one is Gaussian. Gaussian we apply when your input attribute forms a normal distribution. And multinomial, if you have multiple class label on your output category, you can go for that. Bernoulli we can apply. Bernoulli's naive Bayes we can apply. if you have 0 and 1 as your values in most of your attributes. Okay, so these are different variations of naive Bayes, but all of the mathematical formula, if you expand, it will end up with your conditional probability, right? Come, let's manually solve, and then we'll see how to implement this using your Jupyter notebook. Thank you.